Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is an odd time to do a stream. 5 o'clock. Everyone's just getting off work. I've been off. Been home for a while, because I work from home. All right, I got my cat, I got my coffee, I got my Arch Linux. Life is good. All right. So with that, hello, Farron OS. Greetings there. Voldemort, how's it going there? Alex, greetings to you. Timothy, hello. Oh no, logo looks socialist communist. No, somebody else called it right. Turkey. This Archman is from Turkey. Alexander, greetings. DJ Ware, yes. Ashton Snap, how's it going there, Mr. Banana Man? Is it Pronaja? Hello there. Clock the frickin', how's it going there, Mr. Clock? All right, game dev, how's it going there? Arch5's better, don't care. All right, we're talking about Archman today, not Arch5. Maybe we'll look at Arch5 another day. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh Master, greetings. Bruce Scott, hello there. Got the coffee, ready for some Switch Linux? Yeah, I got the cat and the coffee. Do you have a cat and a coffee? I mean, come on, you gotta have it all, man. No Mayrub developer, hello there. Droid, greetings there. Nom, hello there. I'm proud of myself. Installed Circa Nibs on CentOS Minimal today. Very good. Hello, LJ. Greetings to you. Tax Action, greetings. Jonathan, hello there. Ben Fitzpatrick, how are you? I am well, and how are you doing? Joa, how's it going there? And the kitty says meow to you as well. Hiss. Catnip human. Actually, my cats don't actually like catnip. It's kind of funny. Got the Wi-Fi card. Very good. 10 p.m. there. All right. Very cool. Well, hey, this is a little earlier stream for you guys. Finally, not in the middle of the night in Europe. Yay, hey, I do the Saturdays sometimes early as well. There will not be a Saturday stream this week. There'll not even be a video this Saturday. Unless maybe what I'll do is I'll throw a replay of one of the edited news clips up. That's probably what I'll do. Ronald, hello there. Alexander, greetings to you. Mitchell, how's it going there? Mitchell, I think I still owe you a link for Think Life Media. I have not sent it out yet. I deeply apologize. And I'm planning to get the last ebooks and audiobooks that aren't up there. And as soon as I do, I'll send that link out to you. KO2610, hello to you. Lord Annex, greetings. Derek Richard, hello to you. Okay, midnight in Finland. All right. Guess you know how a good time to do a shameless promotion OS stream, given that I'm here this time. All right. Hey, maybe we'll do a Farron OS at 5 o'clock sometime. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to talk about Archman today, and we might do a small Archie rant. You guys want a small Archie rant today? It'll be completely off the cuff, but I'll see what I can do. Robert Cortez, hello. I always like Arch Linux because you get the latest applications, but it's always a pain to install from scratch. Use Manjaro instead. Hope Archman will make it easier to install Linux. I think it does. So we'll go ahead and get to this. I'm going to mark this comment as where I'm at. And let's go ahead and start in on the actual video recording, shall we? Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we're going to have a quick look at Archman. So Archman, the new versions of Archman came out 1909. And we're going to have a look at what this is, how the installation goes, and things like that. I've already installed it. I don't think we're going to walk through the installation just because it's Calamaris with like no options. There are several other installs that we've done. I did have to wipe the disk, as I often do on a Calamaris install. There's something where even if you say erase the disk and install, it always fails out. And so if you're installing anything with Calamaris installer, and you plan on wiping the disk, go ahead and just wipe the disk with your basic disk utilities or fdisk, whatever you're doing. Wipe the disk first and then run the installer, then you won't have any problems. Of course, if you're partitioning it manually, you can always do that through the installer as well. So let's go ahead and look at their website. So this is archman.org. This is a distro that comes out of Turkey. And the idea here is what they say is this is basically raw Arch, just with their branding and version number. That's what they say it is. And looking at it briefly, I was able to very quickly install a few other desktop environments. As of right now, the last few releases, it seems to be limited to XFCE, which is okay because it's Arch. You can put anything on it. And I actually was focused on what can I do without going into the terminal, which is something that you know, the Arch elitists are going to completely hate me for. But for those of us that are not Arch elitists and we just want to use Arch because of the latest packages, it is a very good option. So you can read a little bit about it. The official version's available with XFCE. Of course, there's KDE Plasma, Mate, LXQT Desktop Management. I did not see at this time any downloads to get those on the box. So you had to go in and get your XFCE and then install whatever else you wanted it into it. They do have POMOC, they have Pacman, and they have one other package manager in there as well, and I forget which one it is. It is on their release notes. Let's see if their release notes is actually on the blog. Yeah. So here is just the information. Lake with Fish is the name of it, which comes with I can't pronounce this this name here, but it is called Lake with Fish, and that is the code name for this. So we see some basic information. It's a lightweight XFCE desktop, so TK Pacman is an alternative package manager, so you still have Pacman as well. You have POMOC in there. And you have a variety of other options. XFCE is 4.14, of course. Firefox 69, GIMP 2.10. There's Inkscape, VirtualBox is at 6.10, and then there's a few other things that you can find in the release notes. As far as grabbing it, you can go onto the download page, which is going to come over here. Now, one of the things I really like about these guys is they're not like, hey, you got to use ours. They have links to theirs. They have links to the raw Arch, and they have links to the Manjaro downloads. So they're just like, hey, let's get the information out. And I like that. So I'm clicking on their download page, and it brings you to this list here. So here's just this whole archive of different version numbers that they have. And if you come on down into here, you'll see we have the XFCE download here. So we have the ISO, package lists, we have the hashes. I had to go down a few versions down before I found where there's some community builds. So there's an Enlightenment build, XFCE, and Mate. So when you're downloading this, you're going to be downloading the XFCE version. And then with the XFCE version, then what I was able to do is, without going into the terminal, install a few other desktop environments on top of it. So let's go ahead and boot this guy up and have a quick look at what it looks like. I found the installation. Of course, I had to clear out the disks, which is something I usually have to do with Calamaris. But once I did that, then everything ran very smoothly. So here we are loading up the virtual machine. And I do use an older version of VirtualBox that is on Linux Mint. And I've not had any problems at all. It goes into full screen without any problem. Of course, it's probably not going to today because I've just said that, but you know how it goes. In all of my earlier testing today, I've had no problems with it going full screen. So you can see here, I installed Deepin and Plasma on it. Let's go ahead into their main build, which is XFCE. This is the one that they're actually giving you out of the box. And of course, when you load this guy up, we have a panel at the bottom which auto hides, so you do have full screen real estate with that. It takes only 70% of the screen. So here we have HexChat, we have our desktop icons, we have Firefox installed. As far as applications, I can't show you exactly what is installed by default because I came in and I was installing a bunch of things. So there's a lot more on this that I installed in putting up extra desktop environments. I did try and put Budgie and Pantheon without following Arch tutorials to do it. Those two failed, but I was able to get Plasma and Deepin, and those seemed to work flawlessly. So let's see if we have, let me see if we have a system resource manager on here. Is HTOP installed? All right, so HTOP is indeed installed. So we are running on 777 megabytes. It's possible it could have run on a little bit less before I put in a bunch of other stuff to it. We'll also see down here that it is telling us that we have some updates available. just, hey, in the name of Arch, because, yeah, I just went ahead and installed everything just a couple of hours ago, so we're already getting more Arch updates. So GNOME online accounts, which probably came from attempting to put Budgie on the system. So could I put it on it without a problem? Absolutely. I just have to follow the tutorials on how to do that from in Arch. But as far as going in, and I was able to boot up Pamuk and do Pamuk here for installing software. So here's your add remove software. And to get the other desktops on here, I literally just came down to the Deepin group and installed everything under Deepin. I tried the Plasma group, installed everything under Plasma as well. And there's Mate group, there's LXQT, LXDE. There is a Pantheon group, although that did not get me the Pantheon desktop. There are a few other steps that I might need to do. And the only reason I'm pointing all this out is to say I was trying to gauge how user-friendly is this particular distro. Because here's kind of where we get to, and we can talk about this more later at another time, where some people might need to run Arch, and of course your Arch elitists might say, oh, well, just go in and follow the guide. Well, you know what? Some of us are not computer hobbyists it is our task to figure out how to get our system to run Arch. Our task is to get a computer system up and running so we can actually get back to our real work. So what I was trying to test is, does this distro allow us to do that? And the answer is yes. Without any real complications, I was able to get this guy up and running. I was able to load a desktop, which is very good and very functional. It's not the way I would set up the desktop personally, but you know what? That's okay. I'm not the only computer user in the world. So, but it does accomplish its task of getting everything set up. We have Archman project, Archman forum. I didn't see anything else weird or funky in here at all. Let's go ahead and log out, and we'll have a look at the other desktop environments I was able to put on here. So let's go ahead, jump on down to Plasma next. And of course, with these, there's really no specific customization that I was able to see, but just going into the Plasma group, installing everything under our Plasma group did give me KDE. No problem at all. So I was able to get in here, and we have just a traditional KDE build. Here's our basic notifications. We can go into here. Here's our system settings. Of course, we do have Discover on this. So here's our workspace themes, basic look and feels. We are getting the notifications there. So, you know, there's pretty much everything that we need's on here. So it is looking pretty nice. Let's go ahead and go with our Oxygen as well. I know not everybody likes the skeuomorphic designs, but I actually do. So, you know, we have Plasma working without a problem. No hitches here. We have everything working, and it does appear that we are set with our desktop icons, and it looks like we are double-clicking to open things up. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to Deepin. Let's go ahead and log out, and then we will jump in and have a quick look at the Deepin desktop environment. Go up here to Deepin. Super secret passwords. It's definitely not 123. And we do have this nice hummingbird here, and here is our Deepin desktop. And I think I did not hear the audio, but I guess you guys probably did as it booted up. So here's our basic launcher view. So everything's working there. And of course, we can condense this down to the list view as well. Clicking this guy right here will give us our list view instead. And of course, we can right click on our panel here, and we can go from our fashion to our efficiency mode and kind of turn this into like a Windows type view. So if that's something that you guys are unfamiliar with the Deepin desktop, this is kind of like the Windowsy like view. And then of course we can go with just right clicking, go back to our fashion mode, and now we're more like a Mackie type view. Here's our system settings, a variety of different things, and you can adjust what's on this panel here or not. Right clicking, you can put your location in, you can put it on either of the 4 sides of the monitor. We can go with our size, this is our medium. Our status, you can keep it shown, keep it hidden, you can smart hide it. And then the power button, here's our trash, our date and time button. So there's a variety of different things that you can put on or take off. So Does this distribution accomplish its task? I absolutely think that it does accomplish the task. So with Archman Linux, what we are able to do is we are able to download the simple ISO, which is about 1.3 gig. We're able to just install it into our system, and now we will have an XFCE. The limitation is, while it will work with a variety of desktop environments, you probably are going to need to follow some tutorials from Arch on how to get other desktop environments on here. That's not a real huge deal. Some of them I was able to install just by installing everything in the group. Just to let you know that. And overall, though, it is, outside of that, it is just Arch with a different version number and branding. So you are getting exactly what you expect to be getting. You're getting a simple installer to install Arch to get your system up and running easily. That's my thoughts on Archman. So if you are needing to run Arch for whatever reason and you're not a guy that wants to flip through all of the manuals and things, this might be another one of these ways to get it up there. Of course, Manjaro, Arch Labs. I hear Arco Linux is good with this as well, and Endeavor is becoming another one of these types of distros as well. So with that in mind, let me know what you guys think about Archman in the comments down below. All right. And greetings, everybody that has jumped on since then. We're going to do another little ranty on Archie here in a little bit. And if we need to jump into here and look at anything else, let me know in the comments and we'll go through here. Wrong time for Firefox to freeze. What? Oh, it froze on you? Oh boy, it's cold. Cheese Man, how's it going there? You seem pretty cheesy to me, man. I don't know. Something tells me this vid's going to be more controversial. Why? Interesting. Let's see. Attempt a Tipsy Arch install next. All right. Not on my channel. I just installed Debian as my main drive about 2 hours ago. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Ars Technica released an article today talking about the Debian 10 is out, and it's so amazing. It's like, dude, Debian 10 came out a long time ago. Like, that was a few months back. A little behind on your times, huh? Hey, at least it was another article about Apple. All right. Is there something like this without branding? Want to lie to people? I install Arch. Yeah. Well, you can all, like, I mean, really the only branding, let's see. You could change the branding. That's probably not going to be complicated. Of course, changing the menu icons, that's easy. Right-click, edit the menu. You can change the menu icons. Any other branding in the system, I'm sure you can find the files and adjust them. Have any custom repos? It does not appear to have any custom repos. I looked into that and I did not see any. Mears Arch on the rise. It's just like people can afford the latest hardware and that push it towards RR distros and latest kernels. Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50. Like, I like running them as more on my test and on my my media PC. I like running them mostly so I can test and use and experiment with newer versions. But I prefer the stability of the old Debian because I do not want my packages to roll. I do not want just because a new version of something comes out does not mean I want it on my computer, because they might do something crazy, like change the whole UI and blah, blah. And I do not want my UIs change in the middle of my workflow. I am too busy to take the time to figure out what somebody did with the UI of their application. I want to be able to keep the same exact version even if I have to do some security updates. That's why I prefer the Arch family. But, you know, that's me. Okay. Arch will never be as bad as Ubuntu. Please don't. These Debian-based distros are becoming crap. You know, it's not Debian-based distros. I think, in my opinion, is the Ubuntu. The problem with a lot of your distros, so many distros are based on Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is on this rigid release schedule, and sometimes it means that they release stuff that's not as stable as it should be. Like, Debian comes out when it's stable. Ubuntu comes out exactly on this date. And so what happens is the Ubuntu 18.04 LTS was crap. It was absolute crap. That's why I still run Linux Mint 18.3 because it's based on Ubuntu 16.04, which is not crap. And so I do not care to upgrade until I absolutely have to, because I do not like the package base inside of it. I do not like the fact that they started stripping major features and replacing it with snap crap. I do not like the fact that they're not auditing the code as well, and they released something that wasn't ready to be released because they have this rigid time frame for release. That's always a problem. And so for me, that's why I think it's happened, is because so many distros are based on Ubuntu, and all of those 18.04 bugs hit all of the downstream distros. And that's really, I think, what it is. Debian is much more stable because they release it when it's ready, not when the clock says, oh, time to go, you know. All right. Okay. More than that, if it's got POMAC. POMAC comes from the Arch user repository. Mint or Ubuntu XFCE. I say Mint is better than Ubuntu. Nearly every time. Installing Arch is not difficult, but the Arch guide is a bit incomplete. You'll figure it out, though. Well, the problem is, though, is that you still have to sit there and take the time to read it. It took me a grand total of 35 minutes to not only install this, but also install multiple desktop environments on top of it, apply all updates, and decide for sure I wanted to do this video. Arch would take me at least 3 or 4 times as long to install because I got to go through all the guides and all the types of things. If you want to learn Linux better, you want to go do it and install it manually. But that's not the type of person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the person who we need to get work done. We're not computer hobbyists. I'm not a computer hobbyist. I don't spend my time trying to figure out how to get stuff to work on my systems. I spend my time using my systems to get real work done. All right, and so that's really what the difference is. CentOS is more stable than Debian. Oh yeah, well, CentOS is like a giant rock. Archbase, first select only the mirrors from countries close by, then mark mirrors on speed. Do that, you'll never get slow downloads from the repository. Yep. Skeuomorphic and material icon sets. All right. Notification sound played. Yeah, I did not hear the notification sound, but I saw your guys' audio notification ping up. So I can see when your audio notification pings up, and I did not hear it for me, but I saw it. So I'm not sure if audio is routing somewhere it shouldn't be right now. It shouldn't be, but maybe it is. Oh, I lost my space. Working with Arch on ARM, it's interesting, and if this works out, I'll be putting the Ubuntu servers ARM soon. Very cool. Arco, Man, or Labs? I personally am running Labs on my system, and I have had zero problems with it at all. In fact, I should wipe it at some point in time and install something else, but man, it's just, it's doing what. The only problem I'm finding is it takes forever to boot. I think it takes like 5 minutes to boot up. I don't know why. But, you know. Asking Arch users to not go pure, LOL. Hey, man, I know, but, you know. Legend says Cheesy Man can beat video game levels in no time. Cheesing every level is like... Ars Technica writing about Debian 10 a few months late could be a sign of them realizing that Linux is getting hip. You know, Linus Tech Tips, Proton. That's good. That's good. Hey, I'll take the article, especially in light of the fact that the Apple event just came out. It's like, Apple. Hey, here's a tip. I don't care about Apple, all right? Ooh, you have now pink colors on your phones. Why don't you go back to it? Innovation again. And I don't mean innovation with the color schemes. Ooh, I can get a purple armband for my $700 million iPhone watch. Lordy help me. Is Archman a distro or just an installer? Does it go away after the installation, left with pristine Arch? No, okay, so it is a distro in that it keeps Archman as a branding name, and of course, if you saw the menu notification, like the menu picture button is the Archman logo. So it keeps its branding name as, in the internal system. You look up system resources, it'll say it's Archman. So it is not just an installer. It does that, but that's the only thing they've done. The only thing that has changed is the branding and the version numbers match it. Everything else is pure Arch, according to their website. But technically, no, it's not pristine pure Arch. So it's not a specific installer. Ubuntu is pushing Snap everywhere as the magical solution. Yep. Yeah, in fact, some of their apt commands are now, the apt command is just running a Snap command in the background and installing Snap applications. That's exciting. And people said no, we're not replacing apt. No, we're just putting Snap into apt. Go figure. Yeah, I was right all along. Sudo snap install snap. Sudo snap install crap. There you go. I prefer sudo apt purge snapd. There you go. Saying you don't like snaps is dangerous. You can be killed anytime. I don't care. Good. I'll leave this world. Mint an easy move for an ex-Ubuntu user. Absolutely. Definitely look at Mint. What phone do I use? I have a Nexus 5X running Lineage. The packages work out good, then Arch packages get added to the Manjaro repository, so Manjaro is Arch, but a bit less bleeding edge. Yes. What do you think about Manjaro becoming a corporation? It depends what they mean. I mean, becoming a corporation oftentimes just means a better structure to, manage things and stuff like that. So I would have to see what's going on with it. Mate kind of reminds me of a classic Ubuntu. Yes, it does. Got Ubuntu for 2 days. I have to grab my 37X. I need a newer kernel or older distro. The snap pushing chased me away immediately. Download the latest version of Manjaro. Yep. How will Linux Mint handle Chrome in version 20, since they have snaps but are based off Ubuntu? According to the Linux Mint release notes, they are anti-snap because snap is centralized. And so what they would probably do is probably move around Ubuntu and just use whatever Chromium installer is from Debian because Ubuntu is based on Debian anyway. That's my guess what they're going to do, not having seen much more about it, but having read the press releases that they do not agree with Snap. So with that being said, yeah, I think that you're not going to have Snap installed by default on Mint unless something changes in how Snap is managed. Client's Linux Mint is running straight trash. Running like straight trash. Really? What's wrong with it? My videos are too long. No, they're not. Maybe Mint devs will work harder on their Debian-based version. I hope that's what happens. Greetings, Jesse. How's it going there? Would love to see Linux Mint release Linux Mint Debian Edition 4. That would be awesome. Try using Ubuntu or KDE Plasma on Nexus 5. No, and the reason, I got the Nexus 5 because it could support those, but as I started to look into using them, the problem is they're not production distros. They are hobbyist projects tinkering around. Let's see what we can do. My phone is a tool for my business. It has to be production stable. Lineage is production stable. That's why I use Lineage. So while I did get the phone because it could run those, I was not about to put something on there that didn't have support and wasn't production ready. Okay, even Manjaro will ship snap support in newer releases. Yeah, lordy. Snap needs to go snapping its way down the pit. All right, shall we go ahead and complain about Arch a little bit? I think we're going to go ahead and do a little Arch rant here. I don't know why, but it didn't stop recording. That's fun. So that will be too long of a video. Now I'll edit it. All right. Let's go ahead and talk a little Arch. Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. I just want to take a few minutes here and kind of talk about Arch and Arch users, how we install it, and some of the unfortunate elitism that you find behind it. So, of course, I just did a video on Archman. I'm running Arch Labs. There's other great installers, so you have Arco Linux and Endeavor are coming out as well. Now, those distros are starting to gain a little bit more regular support, so it's not necessarily a bad thing when you're running one of those, but you always will find a group of people who just don't understand and say, well, why don't you just go and download regular Arch and follow the guides and do all this kind of stuff? And I'd like to tell you the reason why. Particularly in this world where we want to see a little bit more Linux adoption. Linux adoption is going to be a good thing for us. It means more people looking at it. It means more people supporting the projects. It means more people testing and reporting bugs. It means that everything is going to get better and better and better. Okay, but when we say this, sometimes we have to recognize that not everybody is a computer hobbyist, okay? I am not a computer hobbyist. While I do like my computers are not my hobby, they are my job, okay? In other words, I have a few different career things going on. I am a web designer and developer. I did most of my web design and development through the Windows operating systems, and I switched to Linux when Windows 10 came out, and that was a no-go for me. When the background of the system is doing a lot of things that I can't control and I can't turn off, and it becomes basically my computer is no longer mine, it belongs to somebody else, and they can scan my computer and they can delete files, that is a no-go for me. So no, I will never be running a Windows computer again for anything that doesn't have to be. All right, the other thing that I do is I am an author and I write books. And so in writing books and publishing books and doing audiobooks and doing ebooks and doing graphic design for these, doing marketing-y type stuff, I need a computer that's going to functionally work without me spending a lot of time getting it going. So what I'm saying by all of this is when we are telling people that that's not real Arch, you should run real Arch instead, or maybe, sorry, you should run Gentoo, why? There's hundreds and hundreds of Linux distributions out there that I can install and have a perfectly fine working functional system in about 20 minutes. Why would I beat my head against a wall for the next 15 hours trying to compile Gentoo? All right, not that that's bad, but why would I spend the next 5 or 6 hours walking through all of the guides building an Arch from scratch when I can just use one of the simple either installers or basic Arch builds like Manjaro? Because not all of us are computer hobbyists, and if that's you, I am not criticizing you for that at all. We all have different hobbies. We all have different interests. It's just when some people go out and work at their job and then come home and their computer is their hobby and they want to dig into this, they want to figure all these out, we absolutely need those folks because you're the ones that are fixing the problems. You're the ones with the passion to fix the issues, to put the bug reports out there, to find the solutions, to get them into the upstream code to get us things that work. But for the rest of us who don't see computers as our hobby, but instead see computers as our job, what we need is Linux distributions that we can install quickly without fighting with the system, so we can have a good, working, functional system out of the box without spending a lot of time working on it or fixing the system. Because I'm a busy guy and you're a busy guy, and us busy guys or girls, I don't want to offend anybody out there, all 2% of you on my channel, when we are wanting to get something done, we don't have time to fight with getting the computer running. We have to work on our projects and our various things. So I love the fact that all of these new Arch-based systems are coming out to get us an easy installation of Arch. Now, I personally still run Debian-based things because I don't like my UI changing. I don't always want the newest versions of the applications, but there are a number of you who do. And it's great that we have all of these newer options going back and forth here, so we can choose, do we want something that's always rolling, or do we want something that's not rolling? Whatever our options are, it's coming out. But I just wanted to say, if somebody comes in and says, hey, I'm using Arch and I've installed it with Archman or Arch Labs, don't criticize somebody because they're using Arch Labs instead of compiling Arch, or going through all of the guides and setting up your Arch manually, because some of us, that's not our interest. Some of us, we just need a computer that works. And when Linux gives us a computer that works, that we don't have to fight with, that is when the Linux world is going to get even better. So that's my brief rant. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. All right. Hey, I remembered to hit stop recording that time. That's good. All right. Rolling for work purposes. All right. If you enter man snap in the terminal, you get no result. Does that mean you don't have snap on your system? I think, is it snapd will be the command that'll tell you if you have it on your system, but I can't remember because I hate snap. Have you tested Resurrection Remix? I have not. In Windows, you can install Arch using msys2. Nice. Mint got hacked in 2016. No, I'm not even going to respond to that one at this point. Arch Labs is a very solid distro. Glad you love it. Yes, I do love it. Snap is not recognized as a command on my system, but I don't know for sure if the command is snap or snap is installed. I thought it was snapd, but I could be wrong. I don't mind other people using Snap. I worry about a few years from now, popular programs only be available as Snap because people don't bother to package it anymore. Yes. Some people come from Windows wanting every application in the latest version as they are used to having on Windows. Well, not necessarily. It just depends on how you're running your application on Windows. I think Linux Mint may actually be too heavy for this cheap notebook. Yeah, it might be. It depends on what it is. Like, if the cheap notebook PCs, if you're going to run Linux Mint, you have to run XFCE. Gen 2 is not for hobbyists. It's for crazy people. Alex Manjaro, the latest test reversion, late July. Tried Red Core Linux. Supposed to be easy Gen 2. Now, I've looked at Sabayan before, which was alright. I'm taking care of some things complimentary. Since I love this myself, I feel responsible for speeding it up. Switching to XFCE. Yeah, if you're... like my little netbook, Lenovo S21E, if it's spec'd anything like that, no, Cinnamon will not run on that. It's too light on resources, so XFCE will run though. Way I use Arch, I always replay the, by the way, I have a life. Arch is awesome, but people go too much emotional about distros. Yeah, there you go. User-friendly distros being best for most users. Some developers, I can see Gentoo being useful because they compile code all day and want a faster system. Yes, that is true. 3 months so she can get a good feel for how we'll be going forward before deciding to make a plan. Hello, Joe. Greetings. See ya, SB. Snap version. There you go. Nope. Man Snap works. By the way, use Windows 10. Oh, ban you. No kidding. All right. People use whatever distro works for them. Why did you need Gentoo for development? The world moved to Kubernetes and Docker. Yeah. Foundation ROM on my old Nexus. Pretty solid. Cool. Arch on Windows is like a fighter jet on an oil tanker. It's exciting. For vanilla with minimal IP, I prefer vanilla with a little bit of sprinkles. Easy Gentoo is Chrome OS or Sabayan, yeah. Arch is overrated. All right. And there's advantage to compiling Linux so it can be made perfect fit for your software. Yes. Linux Mint Cinnamon, fantastic. Yep. It's Arch user repository that makes Arch special. Hello, Isaiah. Greetings to you. All right. Let's see. Do I have anything else on my agenda? I do not have anything else on my agenda. Do we have a cat around here? Kitty, kitty. We'll summon a kitty cat. Do I hear pitter patter? Kitty, kitty. Ooh, I hear pitter patter. Hello, kitty. Want to come up for some kitty treats? Come on. Come on up. Come on up. Come on. Kitty treats. Come on up, buddy. You gotta jump. I'm not picking you up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Gotta jump. Burn them calories you're about to consume. Oh, there you go. Ow, claws. Kitty, you clawed me. He jumps up and he's like, let's dig the claws right here. This sounds good. All right, buddy. You ready? You ready, kitty? You ready? Oh, boy, kitty. Oh, boy, kitty. Oh, boy, kitty. Oh, boy. Go get it. Did you get it? Yeah, you got it. All right, here's another one. Oh, and let's do one for this camera over. Oh, this camera over here. Are the finger licking good? They are. They're finger licking good. That's it. Here, I got a thumbnail. There you go. All right. Is he going to be a fair weather friend, or is he going to hang with us for a few minutes? Ooh, looks like the kitty's going to hang with us for a few minutes. Love the channel. Well, thank you, Music Factory. I always appreciate that. Cat videos coming. Try Jade Desktop. And Regolith. Oh, okay. Cat is quietly resting on his favorite chair and shows no signs of not wanting to be disturbed. Debian 10 is good. New installer, too. Wouldn't blow my OS with other distros. Minimal, simple, and efficient is my policy. Trick to subs is to show a cat. That's right. Everybody sub to the channel. We got a cat. Houston, we got a cat. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this guy up. So thanks for coming along, everybody. I have things to do at about 6 o'clock, so I'm going to need to jump out. I will, if you did miss the first part of this, I will be releasing the brief Archman video here in a little bit. I'm going to try and get that up right before I have to leave. But keep an eye out for that. And then I will probably release the Arch rant tomorrow morning-ish, and then tomorrow afternoon should be a supporter stream. If you are a Think Life Media or Patreon supporter, you can jump on that stream. The links will be posted for that hangout. And I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about, but I have 2 or 3 potential articles in my list there. So thanks for coming along, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.